As you can see, we got a big show coming up. We're definitely going to be talking some NFL ball. We're definitely going to, NFL football is back. And got a special guest coming on. So we're going to talk a little college football just a little bit because I know we have a lot of people that still love football nevertheless. And so we're going to get into a little bit of that, but then we're going to get right into the NFL talk. Got a very special guest coming on. And you guys are in for a treat. You get to meet him for the first time. He's somebody that I truly respect, does have some good knowledge, especially on the Saints. And that's something I'm going to have is some people from the opposing team come on and give their perspective. So we're definitely going to get into that. So we're going to get ready to get started. We're going to talk about season predictions of record, who's going to win each division, and then pick a Super Bowl winner, and then we'll get Titans and Saints. So we're going to get right into it, and we'll get the show started in less than 60 seconds. Let's do it.
Hope you can still go. I never ran, sitting on, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter and
Good evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody? Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome into TNT Tonight. I am your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we are going to have a very, very good episode for you all this season. On this evening, excuse me. I'm excited. I'm tongue twisting my words. But it is football season. NFL ball is back and in full swing, ready to go. We got a big game tomorrow night that I'm going to definitely try to watch a bit of. But before we do get into everything, make sure y'all share this show out. Follow on any of the pages on Facebook. You follow the TNT Enforcers page. On X, aka Twitter, you follow me at TNT Blue Enforcer. And then also on Instagram at Titans_N_truth. Definitely make sure that you follow me there. And also definitely make sure make sure that you definitely subscribe to the channel, and definitely make sure that that also super chats are definitely appreciated as well. So you could definitely do that. And you're helping me, you're helping the show, and everything like that. So definitely come on in. We are live from the Truth Studios here in the Man Cave, and I am extremely excited about this show. Again, make sure you share this show out. Definitely hit that like button. Definitely want to get as many likes as possible. I want to get about 50 likes in here. So everybody, make sure you let everybody know where to come for your number one spot for all things Tennessee Titans right here on Titans and Truth. And also got some things coming up. I know I was a bit behind last week. Got some announcements. We're going to finally do some other shows, get ready to put them on the map as well. Subscribe to the channel as well. Ring that bell, hit subscribe, hit all, and then that way you will be a part of when I'm going live and everything. So definitely make sure you stay tuned for that. But without any further ado, I'm going to bring on my special guest at this time. He is definitely not just very knowledgeable in college football, but he's also very knowledgeable about the New Orleans Saints, our opponent coming up in week 1 and definitely a friend of the show, a friend to me as well. I like to bring in, I like to introduce to some, present to others, Mr. Cooper Gidry from People Who Love Sports podcast on the show. Coop, we've been talking about this for quite some time, and it is now upon us. It is now happening. Coop, welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing? Oh,
Day.
there we go.
Oh, okay. Now we're good. There we go. Thank you for having me on. I wish I would have had my Saints jersey on. Forgot to put it on before I came on. I had I had the Drew Brees jersey ready to go. I completely forgot it. Thank you for having me on. Very excited for this matchup. Being from Memphis, but also loving the Saints myself. Very excited to take y'all on. Fun fact: I've actually the only two NFL games I've seen are the Titans against the Saints. Ready to get into it. Let's do this. Also, subscribe to the People Who Love Sports podcast as well.
Absolutely. Definitely go and subscribe to that, everybody, because I mean I'm gonna tell you something, especially for college football. He definitely is very knowledgeable about that, and he is definitely good at what he knows. And
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
telling you, because he might be definitely a part of some things I'm going to be doing coming up as far as college football, especially locally here in the state of Tennessee. So y'all remember this face. You're going to be seeing him a little bit more and more as the year goes on.
There we go. I had to show off the hair a little bit, man. Woo. All right. What you
Hey,
got first?
you
Go ahead.
you got to model it up. But
Got to model it
let's
up.
go ahead and get into this show and let's talk about everything that's going on. But first off, um, we're gonna talk. We're gonna finish up a little college football talk, especially
There we go.
here in the state of Tennessee. Now I know, Coop. I know you're being from the SIP from Mississippi. I know you deal with Ole Miss and Mississippi State from times, but um,
Sometimes a little bit.
sometimes. But and we'll definitely get to LSU in a bit. But with me not being so versed in college ball, first got to definitely give a shout out to my alma mater, the University of Memphis Tigers. Of course, they
Yes,
beat Bethune
sir.
Cookman 56-14. I hate I didn't get to watch much, but I definitely saw they put on a clinic. Hopefully, Seth Henneke could be a good quarterback. We're definitely going to find out about that and see where this team could go because they could be very good. Quickly, your thoughts on Memphis?
Um, if some of y'all don't know, Chris knows obviously. I actually worked the games, most of the Memphis games in the area. Grizzlies, Tigers. Really about it. You'll see me at the FedEx Forum a lot this year. But I think Memphis looked good. I was impressed. I was very impressed by our defense. If you go like and look at the stats, we gave up no points on defense. I think the offense is definitely the huge question. Even though we put up 56, the two touchdowns that Bethune Cookman scored were off of quarterback mistakes. You go look at the big man pick six. I'm a Memphis fan, but golly, that big boy pick six. I love seeing him as a big boy myself. But I definitely think there's a few mistakes that they can loosen up. Obviously, taking on Arkansas State this week, kind of, should win that game. But I think you got to start looking ahead to Navy, Missouri, and then especially this big matchup at home against Boise State. But I think we'll be fine. I'm excited. Do I think we can win the conference? Yes. And I'm ready to be competitive in the AAC this year.
All right. Well, I definitely do like that. Definitely like that. And then also definitely got to say, shout out, shout out to Vol Nation, to that orange. I know I'm on the other side of the state. I know Rocky Top
I'm on the
was
other side of the
nuts
state.
at Nissan Stadium, and I saw it.
Yeah, no.
And
It
all
looked
I can
good.
say is to Vols Nation is why y'all got to try to take over our stadium like that. I know y'all beat Virginia 49-13. Very impressive win. Definitely. I will see what they
Joe
say,
Milton looked
when
really
it comes
good.
to Alabama, Florida. We'll
Georgia.
see about that. And I know we got a few college fans, and we definitely got some Roll Tide up in here and everything. But I don't really care for that
LSU
either.
baby, all day LSU.
Uh,
Uh,
and we're gonna get into
you gonna make me
LSU in
talk?
just a second.
Sounds
Then
good.
we gotta give shout out to Vandy. Vandy got a win
Woo!
too.
There we
Vandy got a
go.
win.
Big
They're 2
Van.
and 0.
They're two and
Beat
0.
and Chandra, I know you're not gonna like this, my friend. Yeah, they beat Alabama A&M. They beat Alabama A&M 47-13. And then last but not least, MTSU got completely blasted by Alabama 56-7. Tough loss for MTSU and everything, but we definitely try to make sure we shout out all the local teams and things like that. Ole Miss got a win. I believe Mississippi State won as well.
Yes,
We
both
got Arkansas,
Mississippi teams won.
yeah, and then
Go.
Arkansas State are at 0-2. I believe.
Oh
Well, no,
Lord,
0-1 because they got blasted by Oklahoma, and
they didn't even
we'll be going
score.
to them. What's that?
May I bring up something about Arkansas State real quick?
Oh, go right ahead.
There is a video circulating online. I think it was on ESPN and a couple other websites that Butch Jones got caught crying on the sideline against Oklahoma. It was that bad.
Wow.
That's all I
That
want
is
to say.
going to
You
make
can go
Tennessee fans
the
very
video.
happy.
It did. I have some Tennessee friends. They were very, very happy. And something about MTSU. My freshman year of high school, one of the quarterbacks for the team now, Kyle Lowe. He probably won't see this, but shout out to him. He actually played. He threw one pass. He got 1 yard. He got one carry for 2 yards. But coming in as a freshman, still impressive. Shout out to my boy. Hope I see him succeed one day. So, yeah, shout out to all the local teams. Can we just go ahead and get LSU over with, please? I just want to get it over with.
We will get into that right now.
Sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Because we know Coop is an LSU fan. Shout out to the Bayou Bengals. Even though they lost to a team that I'm very fond of, even though I'm a Memphis alum, I definitely still give some love. Some of y'all might know I also do like the Michigan Wolverines. Shout out to Preston Martin. I know at some point he'll probably hate on me for this, thinking I'm not a real fan.
Miss Preston, hope he's doing good.
Yeah, but definitely I'm a fan of the Florida State Seminoles. I go all the way back to all those games against Florida and the Steve Spurrier days that just were nightmares for me and things like that. But the Noles got it done, 45-24. It was a really good first half, close game early, but then Florida just put the
Florida
pedal
State
to
got
the
it
metal.
done. They looked good.
It was good.
I think I don't want to talk much about LSU. I've talked about them enough already. I'm going to shout out Florida State. They're good. They're a good team. Go look at their roster. Yeah. Johnny Coleman's a very good wide receiver. Just Jordan Travis amazed me this weekend on Sunday night. I mean, it felt like every time we thought we had him sacked, boom, out the pocket, boom, out the pocket. And he would just make amazing plays. I do think they'll be very good this year. I know their big contest is going to be Clemson, and Clemson lost to Duke this weekend. So, sorry about that.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Still a little bit of a question, but I think Florida State, look for them to be a national title contender. I'm ready to see them do some damage. I'm ready to see someone take down Clemson this year.
Coop, it looks like we have another guy down in Jacksonville.
Also, I know about UCF. I know somebody.
Guy.
Hey, respect the UCF, man. Got it done against Kent State this weekend. I watched a little bit of the game on Thursday. I thought they looked really good on offense. The defense went well. They're going out to Boise State this week. I'm still 50-50, but I have to give it to UCF. I think Boise State did not look good against Washington. That's all I'm going to say. Go Knights this weekend. Let's go.
Well, there it is. But definitely have to get in some college football right there. on that. Shout out to my guy Coop on that. But let's get
Yeah.
in to what we all came to talk about, although I see we got
I'm
Fred
ready
in
to
front
talk.
of us,
I'm
Duval.
excited for this.
But the 2023 season for the Titans starts Sunday. For everybody else, it
It starts
starts
tomorrow night,
tomorrow. So we
which
got Lions and Chiefs coming in, tomorrow. But before we do that, we want to get in some predictions. Before we go straight into Titans Saints and really go into them in detail, I really didn't get to put out some predictions before, which I apologize for, everybody. But we're going to go ahead and kind of give our thoughts on the rest of the NFL and everything. Coop, I'm gonna let you start on this. Let's start with the AFC. Who are your division winners? Who is a team that could sneak up on somebody? And who do you have coming out of the AFC totally?
big competition out there, man. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in the AFC. I think every division has the one good team. I do think the Titans will do well this year. Um, I do hope the quarterback situation works out well, even if it's Tannehill, or you move on to one of your younger quarterbacks. But I'll start with the AFC. I think my surprise team of the year is what I was calling it when doing mine, was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, they're in y'all's division, and I can't spoil too much. But we'll definitely get into it. I think they got a very talented roster, obviously coming off last year with Trevor Lawrence, Etienne, just so much talent. I think they could be a team to look out for. The disappointing team for me, it was kind of close, honestly, between the Texans and the Colts. Both young quarterbacks, but I don't think I think what the Texans got going down there, I feel they don't have great high expectations, but I do think they'll be a little bit better than the Colts. I think Anthony Richardson, he didn't. I mean, I don't know as much about NFL, and Chris is helping me out with this. That's why I love him to death. But I just don't think the Colts are going to be it this year. I think Anthony Richardson could be a Rookie of the Year contender. I think he'll have some very great performances. But my division winners are going to be the Bills in Buffalo. I think they're a very talented team. Toughest division in the AFC, in my opinion. You got the Bills, who I said are going to win the division. You got the Dolphins, who added some more, gained a little bit. Hopefully Tua works out well after his injury last year. Still prayers up to him. We talked about the Jets. Everyone knows what the Jets did. They went out and got Aaron Rodgers. What else do you have to say? Their defense is legit, and I think they'll be a fun team to watch. In the AFC North, I'm sorry, I don't have the division specifically, but I got Cincy winning their division. I feel like it's going to be kind of a cakewalk for them. I think the Steelers could give them a little bit of trouble. I think the Steelers are a very talented roster from top to bottom, but I think Cincy's too good. Being an LSU homer, I also want Burrow and Chase to finally get their ring. Which I can't say too much. I feel like I'm saying too much now. And then I'm gonna go with the Jags in y'all's division. I know a lot of people here won't like that, but I think y'all could make the playoffs. I was flipping back and forth between the Titans and the Jags. I know you talked to me earlier. I think you said y'all would split with the Jags, correct? Is that you mentioned that earlier before we
I'll
started?
give that nugget in a minute.
I think the Jags will be a little bit better. And then in the last division, this should be an obvious one for a lot of people. It's going to be the Chiefs. I believe the Chiefs are really good. They're coming off of last year, and I'm ready to see them tomorrow night. I don't know if we're going to get in that game specifically. I feel like there's a lot of eyes on that game, but my conference championship is going to be Buffalo versus the Chiefs, and I think it will be in Buffalo.
Ooh.
Bills Mafia gets it done. Beats Kansas City. Josh Allen finally makes the Super Bowl. That roster, I love that roster. I've had them making the Super Bowl since when the Rams made it, and look where the Rams are now. So, like I said, I'm still learning a little bit. I need to get my NFL knowledge up. It's not what it was 5-10 years ago, but Bills Mafia holding it down for us, finally
Okay.
defeating Mahomes.
Okay. I see where you're going with that one. Now, we got some people up here. We got AZ Bick, we got Titan Overdrive. Obviously, with XD Gamer 22, he loves you now. He loves you now because you picked the Jags.
I'm trying to look at the comments in the thing. I'm trying to figure this out. It's my first
He's
time doing a live
trolling.
stream, so
I
it's
see
all
Lou
good,
Man
man.
is, I think he's saying Pittsburgh is a surprise team, New England a
Pittsburgh,
disappointment, and I can
yeah,
definitely see that. I see
New England was
Brandon
going to be
and
one of my
XD Gamer going over my frat brother. They going over the Lions Chiefs, which I think that's going to be pretty good. Lou Man has the Broncos winning the West. I'm like, okay.
Okay. They can
XD
finish
Gamer has the
second.
Ravens winning the North. Lou Man with them in the North. Brandon's talking about the Chargers could be a team. Here's what I think. Obviously, in the East, my surprise team, and I think the team that will win the division, I'm going with the Jets. I think the Jets overtake Buffalo, and this is why, before everybody say I'm crazy. Aaron Rodgers is that missing piece. The Jet defense, we know is legit. Quinn Williams just got paid. They have a very good defensive line. They have a very good secondary with Sauce Gardner, who is damn good. And
I loved him in college. Loved him.
Yeah.
Knew he was going to be good.
And then you get Breece Hall, who was having a nice year last year before he got hurt. And
Speaking of
was
Breece,
having a really nice year coming out of nowhere.
I had him in fantasy, and he got injured. That was
I know that hurt a lot of people.
That hurt me. That hurt.
But I definitely like Aaron Rodgers there with Garrett Wilson, and everything now with Corey Davis being gone. I know they got Elijah Moore now, so that I take that back. He's gone to Cleveland. If I'm not mistaken, I know there was a trade that happened. I think Elijah Moore with the Jets. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Elijah Moore. So, with the Jets. Almost
he's with the Jets. Well. Thank you. Okay, that's what I meant. But now you got weapons, and so I like the Jets. I think Buffalo is still going to be there, and so I think those two are just going to battle it out. New England, I think they're going to be really bad. I just don't think they'll be good. I'm glad D-Hop didn't go there. Miami.
Hey, speaking of Elijah Moore, he's actually with the Browns.
He's with the Browns.
I forgot he made a move. Yep. Sorry about that, y'all.
So that's what happened. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So Miami, it's all about Tua. Tua's got to stay healthy. If you stay healthy, Miami might be good. If not, Miami ain't going to be so good. Even with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. So I got New York winning the East.
What about, you're forgetting somebody on that Dolphins team. Jalen Ramsey's on that team this year. I feel like it kind of got overlooked. Right now, what do you think about him?
Right now, I think he's injured right now. Don't know how long he's going to be out. Right now, I know he's dealing with that injury. He's on short-term IR at the moment. So, he's going to be out at least the first. He's going to be out at least the first 4 games. So, he's got to be able to come back from injury. I liked Jalen Ramsey coming out of Florida State. Kind of would have been nice if the Titans had got him. But, but instead, he went to Jacksonville, then to the Rams, now the Dolphins. Xavier Howard is still there. So Miami is still very stout defensively. So it could shock me.
Offense looks like offense could be the big question for them this year with Tua.
If they have a quarterback. If they had a quarterback, Miami would be dangerous.
Definitely.
In the West, Kansas City, obviously. but the Chargers could be coming. The main problem the Chargers have is at the head coaching position. That is where their biggest problem is. Justin Herbert just got paid a whole lot of money. Mike Williams is back. So they still got Austin Eckler, and so I like the Chargers. I still think it's the Chiefs' division to lose until they lose it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Denver,
I think all three of those teams can be competitive for that 2 to 4 spot. I think any of those teams can finish in any order.
Denver, I think, could be sneaky. With Russell Wilson now having Sean Payton, so I might want to watch out for Denver a little bit. In the North, I'm going with Cincinnati. Pittsburgh, I think, will be a tough out for anybody because Tomlin's going to have them ready. Baltimore, it's all about health with Lamar, with Beckham, J.K. Dobbins. And, that defense is not what it once was. But with Roquan Smith, the Ravens could still be pretty decent. Cleveland, can Deshaun Watson find that Houston form? If he can.
That was the question for me. That's why I don't have them doing as well.
Can he get back to that form? If he can't, Cleveland's not going to be that good. I know Nick Chubb is good, but I don't know. I don't really see much out of Cleveland. And then in the South, Houston and Indy, I think, are both going to be bad, although I'm interested to see how C.J. Stroud does and see how Anthony Richardson is. But Indy's got problems with Jonathan Taylor, that whole situation, and he's going to be out the first 4 games. It comes down to Tennessee and Jacksonville, and as much as I'm going to put this in XD Gamer's face, Jags are overrated. The Titans are winning this division, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Not saying Jacksonville won't be good. I think Jacksonville will be really good. And like we were discussing before, I think they split. I think Jacksonville and Tennessee split. But I think we go ahead, take care of Houston, take care of Indy. We win the division. And
I think both
I will give y'all the Titans season prediction a little bit later.
I think the Titans and the Jags could both feel like they could both make the playoffs. I think two very talented teams. So. I'll get more into the Titans later when we talk about this Saints game. I'm very excited.
And I got Cincinnati coming out of the AFC.
I think Cincinnati could be there. I just feel like I feel like they would have to face either Buffalo or Kansas City. In that case, both teams will be too good for them. So I think AFC is going to be fun to watch. Is it better than the NFC? That's my question. Is it more competitive?
And that's what we're about to quickly get into.
That transition's got to work.
And
go ahead.
And my boy B Payne brought up a point about the Chargers. Kellen Moore calling plays out there could definitely make a difference. So
Ain't
that could be very, very interesting.
I agree on that.
Definitely could be very interesting.
Could be
Lou Man says Kansas City's regression and wants to move back to Houston.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
And NJ Type fan mentioned Alan Lazard and Miko Hardman with the Jets. So that's definitely true.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Miko Hardman
and Alan Lazard.
And Alan Lazard. Yep. That is true.
Division, but I think chemistry might be another thing too with the Jets. So
I agree.
You want to start? I'll let you go with the NFC this time. I got a lot to say about the NFC.
Yeah, and I know that's your arena on that one. But I'll be quick on this because we go get the Titans Saints. East,
you good? Go
Philly.
ahead. Yep.
It's Philly. I think Dallas will compete with them. But I think it's Philly's division to lose. The Giants, I think they take a step back. Saquon, they had that issue, even though he got a new deal. I think the Giants made a big mistake for their future restructuring Daniel Jones a few days ago. I think that's going to come out to be a very big mistake and it's going to hamper them in future years. Washington, as much as I love my homegirl, Crystal Haywords, who's a supporter of the show, I don't see the Commanders going anywhere. They don't have a quarterback. I don't think Sam Howell's going to be very good, but we will see. We have
We
seen
will see.
stranger things happen.
I love Terry McLaurin. I love some Chase Young though. I'm definitely gonna be watching them for those two right there.
And it's gonna be crazy to see how that happens because earlier in the offseason, there were rumors that Chase Young could have been on the trade market. And if we hadn't gotten Arden Key, I would have said for the Titans, even though Chase has had some injury problems, I might have been all over getting Chase Young here.
That would have been great. Him and Jeffrey Simmons would have been great.
It would be awesome. But we'll see how that plays out as the season goes on to the trade deadline. In the West, I think Arizona's going to suck. The Rams, I just don't know what the Rams are right now. Cooper Kupp, they've announced Cooper Kupp is out for week 1 against Seattle. So he's not playing. They still have the best defensive player in the league in Aaron Donald. So that counts for something.
Is Baker still the starter for week 1?
Was that?
Is Baker still the starter for week 1?
Baker's in Tampa Bay. Stafford.
Oh my gosh, Stafford. Okay. Yeah. There we go. There's the failed knowledge. Sorry about that, y'all.
No, you're good.
I should know that. Okay, go ahead.
The Rams are in limbo. So right now, the Rams are in limbo. San Francisco, I think they're a wild card team, mainly because what is Brock Purdy going to be now? You know, he came out of nowhere last year, out of nowhere, then had the injury. And, you know, they traded Trey Lance. They have Sam Darnold. And I forgot who the other quarterback was in San Francisco because I know they got another. I'm going to look that up just in case. But
yeah, you're good.
Brock Purdy is the key. And I mean, yes, Nick Bosa just got a big deal. Highest paid defensive player in the NFL. So, I mean, that's major. But it's all up to Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy can show that last year was not a fluke, then 49ers could do it. But I think the team that wins the AFC West is Seattle. I'm believing in Geno Smith. Geno Smith has resurrected his life, and it is an amazing story.
Love Oof. Yeah, I'll go ahead and speak about the two divisions. I just try to go back and forth here. I think the Eagles win, like just everything you said. In the West, I'm going the 49ers. I think Brock Purdy's going to be there this year. Got a lot of talent in their other skill positions. But I think Seattle will give them a run for their money. I just think the 49ers are a little bit better at the end of the day. Brandon Payne, Kyle Shanahan has something to prove. And I think he's going to do it this year with that team. So, Eagles and 49ers to win the division, but I can see the Seahawks making a deep run in the playoffs, even coming out of a wild card spot.
Hey, he got you covered on stuff. Everybody
don't feel bad, everyone. Yeah, you ain't the only one. Ain't much going on over there. So
exactly.
But I hope Stafford does well. I love Stafford, especially at Detroit. So we can cover these last two divisions.
And speaking of the North, I'm going with Minnesota. I think Minnesota comes out of the North. I'm not completely buying the hype of Detroit. I do think Detroit's going to be pretty good. I'm not sure if I 100% believe in Jared Goff. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I definitely, DeAndre Swift could be very good. I think Jamal Adams going to New Orleans could be bad for them. Aiden
Jamal
Hutchinson,
Williams.
yeah,
Yes, Adams. God knows where he is now.
exactly. And
My boy. Oh boy.
I love Aiden Hutchinson. I love some
Woo!
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson's a dogs.
Hey, where TJ Watt and like Joey Bosa and them are, give it about another 2 years, Aiden Hutchinson's gonna be right there with them.
Hell
Aiden
yeah. Damn
Hutchinson,
right.
oh, he switched on the Eagles. Oops. Hey, I'm trying to learn about all the other teams too. I'm Titan
Hey.
centric.
There's
So
there's
let me
32
get you.
teams in the NFL. Sometimes we get it wrong.
Sometimes we do get it wrong. Absolutely. Live show, y'all. but
Speaking of go ahead.
then Chicago, something
Oh
Justin Fields and
Lord.
DJ Moore. If they might could create something and Chase Claypool, they could possibly have something. But I think the defenses took a hit, and Chicago, I think, could be a middle of the road, sneaky, nice team. Maybe win about 7-8 games. Could be somewhere right there. Maybe for a wild card spot. Green Bay, I don't know if Jordan Love is any good. I do not know if he's the mystery. We do not know about Jordan Love. And that's going to be the question. That's why I go with Minnesota. Justin Jefferson is a dog. I love Jordan Addison being added to him. TJ Hawkinson. Now they lose Dalvin Cook. And but that defense is still going to be nice. Daniil Hunter on one side. And I just think Minnesota's the team.
Yeah,
in the South,
I agree on that.
In the South, Saints.
Oh Lord, yeah, there we go. Let's go. I'll agree with you in the North. I think it's going to be the Vikings coming out. I believe in the Lions hype. I love them. I love their team. I think they'll finish second. Third, I'm taking Green Bay. I think Jordan Love will do okay. I think he's got a good roster around him on both sides of the ball. Chicago just needs development. I mean, all three of those players that you mentioned just need development. I love Chase Claypool. He did very well for Pittsburgh. I think he'll continue his success. So then the South, I'm going with the Saints. But it really feels like any team. I'm going to ask you this. Do you think any team in the NFC South could win that division? Or do you believe there is like a clear winner?
That has always been the history with the NFC South. It's like usually the worst team the year before ends up winning it. And then the team that wins it ends up finishing the worst.
Yeah.
So that's always been the history when it comes to the NFC South. Of course, Brandon's going with the Falcons. I mean,
makes sense. They got a good roster. I love Bijan Robinson. I'm excited to see how he does.
That's going to be very interesting with Bijan Robinson. Kyle Pitts I think he could be he could be a very good tight end with the right system. Drake London looks like a very nice receiver, but it's all up to Desmond Ridder. If Desmond Ridder can look like a quarterback, then yeah, I think the Falcons can compete. But if he doesn't show something, then I don't see how he can compete. Tampa Bay, they got some issues. I know Mike Evans wants out. They got Baker Mayfield at quarterback, which I think they're going to suck because of that. And I think that whole dynasty that Tampa Bay was trying to build is over. New Orleans, we're gonna talk plenty of New Orleans in just a second, but I just think New Orleans wins. So, who do you have coming out of the NFC?
NFC Championship is Minnesota versus Philly, and I have Philly coming out. I think if those two Titans South said it, AFC could be a potential war. Just saw that real quick. But I think agree. Minnesota and Philly are the best two teams in it. I think Philly has a better chance of making it. do think the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks can make this the. Why am I thinking semifinals? The divisional, but I got Philly coming out. So my Super Bowl matchup, I'm gonna go ahead and say mine. Philly and Bills. I think it's time for the Bills. I think they finally get the ring. Bills Mafia goes crazy, and it's gonna be a fun. I think that'd be a fun Super Bowl to watch with both of those offenses and defenses. I think the best two in both sides of the ball.
I'll put it like this. I'll go and get mine as well. I got Philly coming out of the NFC South. I know Titan fans are not going to like me saying that. I got Philly and Cincinnati. Fly, Eagles, fly. I think the Eagles should have won the Super Bowl last year.
Yes, they should have.
I wanted AJ to get a ring because our old general manager, who's out of a job now, made the dumbest mistake ever by letting him go. And yes, everybody, I still have not forgiven him for that. Just like I haven't forgiven Tannehill for Cincinnati 2 years ago. So we're gonna definitely talk
you know
about
who
that.
I got to go with you know who I got to go with if Cincinnati plays Philly. Got to go with Cincy, LSU
And I
homeboy,
get it.
Jamar and Joe and Burrow. So, but
I
think
get
Philly.
it.
I think Philly's making that Super Bowl. I mean, we could see. I think we can see a rematch, but I
Now
think the
that's a
AFC is
hot
going to get
take.
too good now.
There's a couple of hot
Whoa,
takes.
whoa!
Eagles ain't gonna make the
Eagles ain't
playoff.
going to make the playoffs.
That is an
Whoa!
extremely hot take.
If that
That's an
happens,
extremely hot take.
if that happens, round of applause. Round of applause.
I know
to
that's
you, brother.
right. Here goes the son.
Like
She
I
said,
would
let it go.
let it
No,
go.
I will not let it go. No,
Just like the
I am
just
sorry.
like the NFC. I'm never gonna let go of the 2018 NFC Championship. Should have been a pass interference. Drew Brees should have had a second ring. And
I figure I understand that.
yeah, I can get over the
But
Minnesota Miracle. I can get over the Minnesota Miracle now that Justin Jefferson's there. I
I
love
hear
the
you on
Stephon
that.
Diggs. So plus big
But
time Kurt. You know he got all the chains on.
TNT tonight keeps going, y'all. We just have some good fun on our NFL prediction. But let's get into the main game. Let's get into the number one game of the week.
Woo!
It ain't Lions Chiefs. It ain't Bills Jets. The number one game on the docket on week one is Titans Saints. Number
Who
one.
that, baby? Let's
Noon
go.
kickoff.
Who that?
We got the Saints as a 3-point favorite in this game at home in Nowlands. And
Now
we got the Saints coming in here. They had a 7-10 record last year. Their offense, definitely had some questions, especially with Jameis Winston at quarterback, and at times Andy Dalton was 22nd in points, 19th in yards, 19th running the ball, 16th in passing the ball. Now their defense, pretty darn good. Can't lie. Top 10 scoring defense, 5th in yards, 2nd against the pass, but 24th against the run. Of course, one of their top offensive weapons, Chris Olave, coming back, who I really wanted him. I was screaming for us to take him, but we couldn't get to him fast enough. And then Demario Davis, who has been a staple for this New Orleans defense for a long time. And we're not going to forget Cam Jordan, who had 8.5 sacks last year either. So we definitely can't forget about that. Marshawn Lattimore as well. So Saints, Titans, noon kickoff. We're definitely going to get into all of that. Real quick, when we get into this, we're definitely going to talk about our Blue Enforcer. For the first time, the Blue Enforcer, 4 points to victory. And Coop, I know we were talking earlier. You may have some points on how the Saints possibly could win this game.
yes, sir.
What are you looking forward to? What are you looking forward to seeing with the Saints what's the one thing that you're looking forward to before we get into how this game could shape out? What are you looking forward to as far as this particular matchup?
Do I need to say all of my 4 points? I can just bring up one and I'll bring up the rest later. I'll do
Well, then
I'll
in
do my
that
main
case,
I'll do
we'll
my
go
main
right
one.
into it.
All right, let's go into it. All right, I'm down for that. Let's
We'll
do this.
we'll
Come
go
on.
each one. So first off, we'll start on the defensive side of the ball. And my first point to victory for the Titans side, get after Derek Carr. We have one. We could be one of the best pass rushers in the league along with Philly because Big Jeff, Arden Key, and that's a report. Arden Key did fully practice today. Traylon Burks also fully practiced today. Harold Landry was limited. We'll see how he's going the rest of the week. They're probably just trying to bring him along a little slowly, coming back from that ACL injury. But all signs look like everybody looks like they're going to be good to go. But you got to get after Derek Carr first. Put him on his tail. Although this New Orleans Saints offensive line is pretty nice, a
I
very
love
nice
our
offensive
offensive line
line,
this year.
but Big Jeff, he eats offensive lines for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a late night snack too. So
I got the
that's gonna be an issue. But you got to get the pressure on Derek Carr if you're going to win this game. Coop, what is your first point?
I just want to mention a couple things off of what you said. I've seen Jeffrey Simon's very close to me, even though I didn't know who he was. I was mad. That boy's big. I think our
Very.
offensive line is going to be good. I think if y'all do get the Derek Carr, it can cause a lot of problems. I want to see how he runs around in the pocket a little bit. Didn't really watch him much at the Raiders. First point, I'm going to our defense. We have to stop DeAndre Hopkins. We have to stop Derrick Henry. You looked at the stats. Our rushing offense was not great. Is it going to be great this year? Don't really know. Didn't really feel like we added anybody too big. I mean, obviously, we still got Cam Jordan. You got Pete Werner, Demario Davis, Tyrann, Marcus May, Maladamore. But it's Derrick Henry. I don't care who or when you're playing. He's going to be a problem. Now, DeAndre, he's a good wide receiver. Great wide receiver. Love him. I just want to see how he runs in y'all's offense. Obviously, he's going to be tough to stop. We just need to find the guy who's going to be able to do that. And Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks is a problem. But my first point, have to stop DeAndre Hopkins, have to stop Derrick Henry, or if you can't stop them, neutralize them. Don't let them take over the game. Because it feels like they've always had a couple games every year, and both of these guys play really good against the Saints. So excited. I feel like defense is definitely going to be a big part of us for this game.
Okay. And take it to point number 2. For the Titans defense against the Saints offense, you cannot let Derek Carr and the Saints get into a rhythm. As you mentioned, Chris Olave had a very good rookie season. 72 catches, over 1,000 yards. I mean, he's good.
Very good.
Michael Thomas, is he going to go back to old Michael Thomas that we all know? Of course, XD Gamer, basically had a hot take saying that he's going to have 1,400 yards, which I don't know if he'll do that, but he could be he could definitely be something. So that, is definitely going to be very interesting. So you can't let the Saints get into a rhythm. You can't let Williams get going, which I think against this defense for the Saints is going to be very hard for them to run the football. But we cannot allow Derek Carr and the Saints to get into rhythm. We cannot let them get a nice drive going and, let them get points early. So don't let them get into a rhythm. That's how we can do that. Coop, what is your second point for the Saints defense?
The rhythm. It's going to be the rhythm of the offense. We're going to need Derek Carr and Jamal Williams to play well. Obviously, 2 new guys that we're bringing in, with Alvin Kamara being suspended the first game of the year. There's 3 games of the year. Still think that's going to be a big problem, big question for us of how he does, especially on the fantasy side of things. I know you want to get into that a little bit more. So I think Jamal Williams is going to have to try to play like Alvin Kamara. If he's going to, I'm not sure. Excited to see how he plays. I loved him at Detroit. I feel like Kamara is more of a receiving back at some points if you go back to some of his games the last couple of years. And Derek Carr, great quarterback. You brought it up. If y'all can sack him, that's a problem. But I think if our offensive line is able to help him out, he's able to get some throws, I think we can end up getting y'all, especially in the passing game, even with Kevin Byard. I think that he's a very, very good safety corner, defensive back. So I think we need to get into that rhythm, and we need Derek Carr and Jamal Williams to play well this week. Hopefully have amazing debuts.
I could definitely agree with that. And I see Mr. Jones says Titans D will be hunting 7 sacks. I don't know if they'll get 7.
I don't think y'all are getting 5 or less.
I think we're going to get – I can say we get about 4. I'm down with 4.
I say 3 or 4. I think 3. You know, 3 or 4 definitely, though.
Paulie D, 2 interceptions for the Titans because of the pressure. Now,
man, Derek Carr ain't got no pressure, man. I think he'll throw 1. He might throw 1 early, but I don't. But if y'all's defense plays well, he could get 2. But if it doesn't, I think he'll throw 1 at least.
And that's what I was gonna get to. If you get pressure on Derek Carr, you put him on his tail a couple of times, he tends to fold. He could fold a little bit, and then the mistakes could definitely come off of that. So that is something to be mindful of. If Carr is not in a rhythm and that pressure gets to him, the mayor of Murfreesboro is just going to be sitting there in center field ready to pick somebody off. He is a ball hawk. But that is definitely the pass rush. Our pass rush can help out our secondary, can help out Murphy Bunny and Christian Fulton. If Fulton can stay healthy this year, I think he's a legit corner. And that's the thing I worry about. But I love the Sean Murphy Bunn signing. The Sean Murphy Bunn signing.
Great signing.
Is a underrated good signing. And
that's very good for y'all.
Yeah. And going into only a 1-year deal, so he's betting on himself. If Fulton and Murphy Bunn have a good year, the Titans will have a very good problem, because that means they're going to have to try to sign them both back to a bigger deal. And that's going to be a nice problem to have. So I definitely do like that. Now we're going to go to the other side of the ball. Point number 3. For the Tennessee Titans, this is something that they have not done well quite a bit in the last 2 years of the season, is get off to a good start. And that's what they have to do. First drive, you need points. You cannot go 3 and out to begin the first drive of the season.
That goes for any team now. That goes for any team.
You know, but particularly this team, because in years past, Titans have started off slow. They have got to be able to get off to a good start and get points early and dictate the game. If you get off to a good start, get D-Hop involved early. Get Traylon Burks involved early. Do some different things. You ain't got to just turn and hand the ball to Derrick Henry the whole time, even though he is most likely the be-all, end-all. But the Titans have got to get off to a good start. Tannehill and Tim Kelly have to be on the same page. And the offensive line has just got to hold up, which we'll definitely get to that. Mr. Jones says Murphy Bunn signing was a home run. I agree. Drumstar could own time of possession. I think that could be key. That could definitely be key on that. Let's see. Just looking at everybody comment. And I apologize, I couldn't get to everybody's comments. You know, definitely trying to do that. and everything, because I appreciate everybody being on here. Lou, man, we can have all the turnovers in the first half, regroup second half. Brandon
LSU
says,
did the opposite.
yeah, deep play, first play. I wouldn't mind that. As long as Tannehill don't do what he did against Cincinnati. But
That's
what is
good.
your third point for the Saints offense?
I'm going to move to our offense again. I think the offense is going to be our concern this year. It's going to be our offensive line against y'all's defensive line. Obviously, y'all have a very good defensive line this year. I believe we do too. And I think our offensive line is very well. I would like to see how we play against a Jeffrey Simmons. And I think it'll be a good contest for me. Wasn't one of my biggest points, was just something I would have liked to mention. But I think it'll be a very fun matchup to watch between those two, in the trenches. I love to watch the trenches.
And this is what I do. Anybody know football? Where's the game won and lost? In the trenches.
In the trenches.
That is where you got to assert dominance. And that's going to be key because it's basically strength on strength there. Saints do have a very good offensive line. The Titans have a very good defensive line. So it's going to be a very interesting thing. But going to my last point, which is where my concern is mostly at, containing Cam Jordan. And I'm not going to just say Cam Jordan. Another guy, the Saints drafted Brian Barisi from Clemson, a big defensive tackle. Also,
I'm excited for him.
If you're going to focus so much on Cam Jordan on one side, you might want to make sure you take care of Carl Granderson on the other side. And
yes, so,
Granderson had 5.5 sacks last year. And so it's the thing I'm worried about the most is the Titans offensive line. This is where my concern is. The Titan offensive line, if they can hold up and keep Cam Jordan at bay, then I think we can have some success. And I think we can do some good. Now, granted, you got Marshawn Lattimore back on the back end. You got the Honey Badger, who is still one of the better safeties in the league. And, that wily old veteran DeMario Davis and Peter Warner. So they have a very nice the Saints have a very nice defense. No arguments there. But if you can contain and just play your game, patience is a virtue. And just take what they give you and you methodically march down the field. You ain't got to go for the big play right away. If they can contain that, we got a shot. Coop, what about yourself?
Going back to our defense, going to mention them again. Obviously, we talked about stopping DeAndre Hopkins and Derrick Henry, but they're not the only players. We brought up Traylon. We brought up everyone else on their offense. We have to have balance in our defense to beat y'all. Because we just make sure we find the best matchups. I would put Tyrann on DeAndre and let everything else work out itself. If we can just find the best matchup for everybody, even on the offensive line, defensive line, like I mentioned, just find the best matchups, find that balance, see what works, see what doesn't. It's week 1. Got 17 more weeks to figure everything else out. So as long as you can create some balance and look good on the defensive side of the ball, I think we can get it done this week.
All right. And I definitely do. We can agree to disagree. And that's all
this
well
is going
and
to be
good.
I'm very excited for this week 1 matchup. I love this game.
I absolutely agree. I like this matchup as well. I think this could be a matchup that could definitely make the difference for either team. As far as where everybody could go. So this is gonna, this could be a swing game, as some people like to call it, and this is gonna be pretty awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now,
Plus, it's nice to play y'all in week one. Usually, when we play y'all, it's a later in the season, so it's going to be warm. And also, we're playing in the Superdome. It's still going to be warm, and we'll be able
right.
to. Plus, because the 2 times I went in Nashville, it was cold as hell. It was cold in 2019 and 2011. So it's nice to be playing y'all at home. So we can get into we getting in predictions. We're gonna hear the
And
scores. What you think?
before we do get into that, right now the Titans are 3-point dog, fantasy wise, because we know we're into fantasy a little bit. Give me one player that's like, and I know Coop, this is where you kind of flex your muscle a little bit, fantasy wise, for the Saints, for everybody out there playing fantasy. Who's one guy that's like, put him in there, he's gonna get you some points?
Oof, 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 oof. I would want to say the defense, but since we're talking about players, I'm going to give you an offensive player. I'm gonna say Jamal Williams. Obviously with Kamara being out, and this is just going into the future as well. First 3 weeks of the season, you could definitely take on Jamal Williams. He's gonna get you some points because we're gonna run the ball. It's gonna happen with that offensive line being that good. So I think Jamal Williams is my player that you would need to look out for in fantasy.
Okay, okay. I like where you're going with that. Um, I would say for me, on the other end, I will go. I'm gonna start with the obvious. I gotta go with D Henry. I gotta go with Derrick Henry because I think if he can get 100 yards, he could
Yeah,
probably get in the end zone a couple of times. I think that could get us some points. Um, and I think that could definitely help any team, as far as I'm concerned. So I think Derrick gets in at
I
least
think DeAndre
twice.
Hopkins could. I think Hopkins gets in as well. I know I talked about stopping him earlier. I think we neutralize him, but he still has a very good game.
And I could see that. I could definitely see that too. Oh, Miss Margarita, how you doing? Welcome in here. Pig Wicker, what's up, y'all? Appreciate everybody being in here and everything. Let's see. Mr. Jones says the king.
I'll
So,
give him his credit where credit's due. Love Derrick
hey,
Henry. Love him as a running back. Respect to
love it.
y'all.
But definitely. But yes, prediction time. As we get ready to
Ooh,
wrap up the show, prediction time.
I don't know how
Coop,
much the people gonna like this one. I don't know if they're gonna like
you're
this one.
first.
I have the Saints winning 38-27. Yes, we win by double digits. It's not the most realistic pick in the world. I do think it could be single digits, but I think it's gonna be close most of the game. I think once we get into the fourth quarter, I believe the Saints are gonna pull away a little bit, get that one extra touchdown we need to seal it, and Saints win 38-27. But still gonna be a very good game.
Okay.
Chris,
I
who
got you on
are
that.
we going with? I think I know
Well,
who,
we
but
got we got some comments coming in. Titan
I
South
see
says
him.
30-19 Titans. Of course,
I don't,
XD Gamer's going against us. He's going with you 27-24.
we love
Mr.
XD. I love
Jones,
XD. 38.
38-13 from Mr. Jones.
Miss
Um,
Jones, man, 38-13. We ain't that bad. We ain't that bad.
Mr. Jones says Saints won't score 20.
We're gonna score. I think we score 30. I think both of these teams could score 30 if they really wanted to. I think it's
And
just
now
gonna
I'll
come
be
down to who
like
has a
this.
better defense.
So here's mine.
All right, what do we got?
I think Titans win 27-20.
I can
I
see that
think
as well.
it is a closer game. Um, I think it's a defensive game. And I just think it depends on how the Titans start off. I don't know if they're ready to go to the 30s yet, but I think they can get over. If they can get to 21 first, they have a chance to win this game. And it's just going to come down to balance on offense and the offensive line And defensively, they just got to get out to Derek Carr. If they can get out to Derek Carr and not let him, um, you know, get his passes off, then that's why I think we have a shot. Now, another concern defensively, and I did bring this up, is in the middle. I love Aziz Al-Shaair in the middle from San Francisco. But we're starting, looks like we're going to be going with Dr. Gibby, Jack Gibbons in the middle. He's kind of an anomaly in this situation. You know, this is going to be his first time start. He earned the position. If he can play well, especially in the run game, and maybe at least be serviceable in coverage, then that's where we could have some success. But I could see if Derek Carr gets into a rhythm, maybe with a tight end or underneath, kind of going after him, putting him in an uncomfortable spot in coverage, I could see something like that go down. But I still do think the Tennessee Titans get the win. I think they're going to get it done. And I still think the Titans win 27-28, 42-10.
42-10. If we lose 42-10, AZ Mick, you can call us the Aints. We was the Aints last year. It wasn't great.
And I want to give a shout out to Kentwood because
go ahead.
I know a lot of people are gonna hate on this guy because he's talked trash about the Titans for a long time, for the last year. But it sounds like maybe the truth might be kind of bringing him back home. We might be bringing him back home, but I don't know if everybody's going to be receptive to it. Of course, XD Gamer said, I troll for a living. So when we beat you, Jags, no hard feelings. But he's going 24-17 Titans. Kent.
I think that can be very. I like that as well. I just think it'll be a little bit more. I think it could be like a what's 38. I think it could be a 31-27. I just think at the end of the day, the Saints will get that touchdown to finish y'all up, move on to week 2. I'm very excited. Very, very excited for this game.
We will definitely see about that. We're going to definitely see about that. And before we get out of here, here's my prediction for the entire year. I have a start off 3-0. I think we get the Saints. I think we can squeak past the Chargers at home. I think they're going to be juiced up for that first game at Nissan Stadium. I think we can take care of Cleveland if Deshaun Watson just ain't that good. The Bengals, I think, is where we slip up because right now I just think the Bengals have our number right now until we prove we can get past them. Indy, I got us winning that, so I think I got us at 4-1 going to London, but I do think Baltimore could get us there because we all know the Titans. They win games they're not supposed to win, and they lose games they're not supposed to lose. And I think Baltimore could be one of them. Atlanta, I think that Love Your Blue game, I'm excited for that one. The Oiler jerseys, the fresh Oiler jerseys coming on against Arthur Smith, coming back to Tennessee. You know, that's going to be good.
Again?
That is week 8.
What week is that again?
That's week 8. That's around Halloween.
I'll give y'all that. I'll give y'all the win on that one. I think that's going to be fun.
Now the Steelers, I think we lose that one because that'll be a short week on the road, and it's usually tough for that. Now I could see it going the other way. I could, but I just think, on a short week on the road, if it was a short week at home, I could kind of see it going our way. Tampa Bay, which is a game oh my God, I'm trying so hard to see if I can get a ticket and go to that game. My family's down there. I think I'm really going to try to make an effort to go to that game. I think we split with the Jags. We lose the first one, win the second one. Carolina, if Bryce Young is getting on a roll, that could be a tough one, but I like our chances. this Miami game is this is the game I went the most back and forth about. Monday night, against the Dolphins. I got us winning that game, but it could go the other way. Seattle could go the other way. But I got us finishing 12-5. And
I think that's I think that's a little high. No
that's the
offense. I still
ceiling.
think
I think that's the ceiling.
I see 9 or 10 games. I see y'all losing to the Bengals. Ravens could go either way. Split the Jags. I think y'all lose to Seattle. Lose to the Steelers. Y'all lose to us, obviously, so that puts y'all at 11-6. That Dolphins game will be interesting. I think just as the fact that it's in Miami, I'll give Miami that. But 10-7,
Yeah.
I think 10-7 is I think that's enough to win the division. Ain't no way we losing to the Steelers. I don't know. It's just being on a Thursday night, and you got to play on the road. It kind of sucks. Y'all got Thursday night and Monday night football away from home. That kind of sucks. So I don't know. I think y'all lose both of them, but 10-7 would be my prediction. I think the Saints will go. I think the Saints can go 10-7 as well.
Yeah, I think that's the floor. I think the floor is 10-7, and 11-6. I could see being a lot more realistic. I still do think we win the division, though. I still think we win the division.
Y'all in Jacksonville, I feel like y'all gonna have the same record. I think it could come down to it could come down to that matchup.
Both teams can win 10 games. I did hear that, and I can agree with that. I am not saying Jacksonville will not be good. I think Jacksonville will be good.
They will be good this year. I think the Titans will be good as well. I just think the Saints are a little bit better. No offense.
I just think the Titans are better. I do.
All right.
But before we do get out of here and make some announcements, I'm gonna make some announcements right quick. This Friday and Saturday. Well, Friday we're gonna debut Down to the T, and this is
I wish I could be on that.
This is talking all things Tennessee sports.
I wish I could be on that, man.
We're talking. We're gonna talk Vols. Their matchup coming up. They got Austin P. Memphis is playing Arkansas State. We got the Southern Heritage Classic coming up. TSU and UA, Arkansas Pine Bluff. So we got a few games coming up locally. We'll just kind of slowly get into those. I mean, hey, I'm still trying to learn. It'll be the pilot episode, so it's gonna be basically a description episode. It'll be a pilot, like you're gonna learn what this show is really about. So that's why I'm doing this one. So we're gonna have that on Friday.
And then get me on when y'all talk about the Grizzlies, man. I'm ready to go about the Grizzlies. Get me on to it.
We will definitely be talking Grizz. We will definitely talk Predators as well. As much as I can if I can get to watch a few games. So definitely. But Grizzlies we're definitely going to talk about. Also, the Truth League report will return. We will definitely do some picks. I will record and do a show probably on either Friday or Saturday, just giving my picks for the week. And then also on Monday, we will recap Sunday's games. We'll have our top 5 games of the week and our top 5 ballers from the week. So the top 5 best players. And then we'll, of course, preview the Monday night game, Bills-Jets. So definitely look forward to that on Monday as well. And also look forward to that on Friday as well. Friday going into Saturday, because I know we got college football coming up. But before we do get out of here, Coop, let's see. Definitely going to recap the Titans win. We're definitely going to do that as well on Monday as well. We will definitely.
You got to get me on Monday, man. I'll be ready to go. I ain't got nothing to do that afternoon. I'll be free. I'll be watching the game Sunday. Don't know how much I'll be able to. I don't know how much of the Sunday night game I'll be able to watch since I got to be up early. But I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye. I'm going to have the red zone on after the Saints and Titans. Red Zone is coming on. Best
Definitely.
time of the
And
year, baby.
Titan Kong says, I want to know why would the Jags do good for a season? People meat ride them, set expectations high, and have any reason to believe they're any better than the Titans. Well, they are one of the media darlings.
Go watch that Chargers playoff game last year and come back.
They were good. They came back. Trevor Lawrence. I told all of y'all this last year. I said in about a year or so the Jags were going to be a problem. They're just peaking a little bit sooner than I expected. And I still think the Titans are better, but I do believe Trevor Lawrence, the worst thing that happened for us was Urban Meyer getting fired. That was the worst thing that happened for us. So, that's definitely going to be there. Obviously, it looks like, Coop, you have some fans.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll definitely be back. I'm ready to come talk about it.
He will definitely be back, y'all.
Man,
he's definitely going to be a part of it.
I got to watch the soccer team at 7 o'clock. Time to go watch 901 FC. We start at 7. I got to roll up out of here, man. Thank you for having me. So, everybody on the stream, we love y'all. I will be back. Hopefully, I can be involved in the other 2 podcasts, especially the Tennessee one. Got a lot to say about the Grizzlies. I just want to talk about the Grizzlies. It's going to be my big talk.
Your time to shine before you get out of here. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on YouTube with this name right here. You can also find me on Spotify, Instagram, Twitter. If Chris is able, I will ask him to put the Instagram and Twitter in the description so you can go follow. I'm trying to get the social media up just a little bit, and I want to be able to have that following for help. Probably get Chris to help me with that. But Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and X or Twitter, whatever you call it. Trying to get out the Apple Music. Gonna figure out the legal stuff with all that. So that's it for me, man. That's where you can find me. Hope y'all come and watch.
Absolutely.
Got an episode coming with Chris. We have an episode with Chris. It's a little bit unedited because we had a storm come through during the recording, so it might be a little weird. But anything we left out will be in the description. Will also be in the comments as well. Feel free to say whatever you want. We're here for debate. That's what the whole thing's about at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to roll up out of here, man. I'm ready to go watch soccer. Come on.
And yes, and so in the descriptions, I will get that information. We will definitely put his information up. Definitely go check him out. Go show him some love. He's definitely very knowledgeable about the sports scene, about college football. He's going to go watch some soccer, so I'm going to let you get up out of here.
Yeah, I got to be there at 7, man. Seth Hennigan's going to be there tonight. We got to go.
Hey.
You want to come watch?
On that note, everybody, thank y'all for tuning into the show. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. He's Coop. Big Cooper Gidry. And everybody, y'all have a very good rest of your night. Ladies' night will be back next month. And we tighten up because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.
There we go. Good night.